All right, y'all. How many of y'all were also up at 4 a.m.? So join me. I'm going to do a brief reaction video to day one of the team event. I wanted to go live, but my internet is hanging on by a thread due to this snowstorm. What an awesome first day, y'all, especially the women's. Unfortunately, though, the tech box, it feels so useless. It doesn't show the elements or levels, and I don't even think it shows the GOE, if I remember right. I don't understand. Why do they take these things away from us? I must say, though, Belinda is such an unsung hero. My husband remarked on how much she made figure skating easy for him to understand. And he was like, why don't we ever hear her again? He's like, she comes out every 4 years and I understand. And then she goes away. But also, like, she didn't lose me as an audience member that watches skating. So, fangirling her. All right, y'all. The rhythm dance kind of went how I thought it would, but also didn't. After I heard Fournier, Beaudry, and Cizeron's score of 89.98, I thought there's no way Chalk and Bates will come close to that. Just thinking about how their scoring has gone this season, and they didn't have the opportunity to do anything like a Europeans to try to get their score higher. But then Chalk and Bates ended up with a 91.06. I don't want to read too much into it because while this could feel like a spoiler alert for the individual event, many people on Reddit and other platforms talked about how, remember, in the 2022 team event, the Russian ice dance team placed below the Americans in both events, but then placed higher than them in the individual events. It's also so close, and I wonder if the same thing happens in the individual event. Will Chalk and Bates, though, be able to make up any of the lost points that they're probably going to get in their free dance compared to Fournier, Beaudry, and Cizeron? So I felt that Chalk and Bates really skated this the best that we've seen them skate. And I felt they just had much more attack this season. And so also, I was surprised that Fear and Gibson made it in the third place just because when I looked up and saw just a whole bunch of yellow, I thought there's no way. And I feel like they did fine, but I feel like we've also seen this program stronger. And I was also surprised, but not surprised by Piper and Paul's placement because I went into this thinking they're likely, honestly, only going to get fourth. And unfortunately, I was right. And then I'm also wondering, would they have potentially came in fifth if Marco from the Italian team did not have busted twizzles? Like, his twizzles are busted, but Piper and Paul, I really feel like they just came off really strong, and I feel like they look more at ease, and I feel like I've seen them in other Olympics. I mean, I know it's like every 4 years, and I'm comparing them to 4 years ago. So it's surprised, but not surprised based upon how scoring has gone. And with the Italians, y'all, like, they got to do a twizzle boot camp. Like, his twizzles are so busted that even people who don't know a whole lot about ice dance, like, I don't have a fine eye for ice dance, and I'm like, this is busted. And so for the Paris program, like, I was like, I'm gonna crash asleep. I'll be honest. I need to rewatch it. I survived it, but I don't know if it was all those botched side-by-side spins. Like, I almost went to hypnotic state during the first group. So Raikou and Raichi from Japan looked absolutely on fire, y'all. That was the best we've seen them. They are coming with such attack. I also love her reaction, the shriek. Like, she makes me happy because she looks so intense. And then whenever she gets a score that makes her happy is the most endearing thing ever. They put themselves higher on the possible individual gold medal. I think they're going to be hard to beat. The Georgians, man, y'all, I cannot stop watching his feet when he lifts her. And when Belinda pointed it out, she did it in such an elegant way. It really solidified that he's got some Scooby-Doo feet. She did not call him Scooby-Doo feet. They looked pretty strong, honestly. I do think she's a better skater than him and jumper. She just has this very satisfying way of like holding her jumps afterwards. And then the Italians, Conti and Macii, they came in third here. They really fought hard. And man, does Sara command a presence? I don't care if she's injured. She's just like, y'all need, and I apologize if you guys hear all those snowplows going on, but she's like, y'all need to just pay attention to my existence. Also, Leah and Trennt from Canada, I was really pleasantly surprised. They skated really well here. I think the only thing that was off was their spins, but everybody's spins were like busted at that point. All right. So Ellie and Danny, they actually looked really strong up until she fell in the throw. In fact, I was half asleep and being, please stay awake. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, they're actually really good. And I've felt that before, but this really, something about the way they went about this program really made me see that even though there could be a fall, I could see why, because of the other elements, why they may score higher than others. And also, y'all, Sui Han, I don't know what's going on there. I mean, I do know there's an injury, but I also don't know why they're skating. And I understand they're used to probably pushing through, and I hear a lot about that, athletes pushing through injuring. But I also worry, like, they have such a legacy, and I just wonder how they feel about this year's Olympics compared to 2022. And I don't even know if their program was that big of a disaster. Does it seem like it was such a disaster because that fall, while knowing she has an injury, just looked so horrific? And I don't know if this gives us too much of a snapshot in how the pairs event will go, because pairs seem so almost like menning. Like, we're soon going to have a term for like pairing. I do think, though, it shows us how much the Japanese pair are ready to attack, how much they're ready to rumble, and how they will likely get gold if they skate here how they did. I mean, if they skate, God, the 4 a.m. wake up is getting to me. So if they skate an individual event like they skated here, it's going to be really hard for anyone to beat them. And for the women, no surprise, Cowrie came in first place. I was surprised she got a call on her Lutz. I feel like she doesn't always get a warning on it. So I actually watched her program while I was waiting at the vet's office for Oscar to get his arthritis shot. I can't. So I have to watch it again so I can get the full immersion of it. But I'm really trying to see if the venue feed will have replays and not just a Johnny Terra feed. Regardless, even though it was muted, I just felt like it was amazing, but I want the whole emotional experience. And I feel like Alyssa, I feel like this was her best showing of Promise. Promise is always really on point, but this was definitely on point. And even though her triple Lutz triple loop ended up with a Q, it's just so satisfying. Can y'all believe, like, we're seeing her at the Olympics again? I know, like, it should hit me by now, but I'm like, wow, we're seeing her again. And y'all, Laura Naki Gutmann, what an amazing outing. I was so excited for her. She skated so well in front of a home crowd. Also, her coach seems really freaking wholesome. He just always has this, like, dad energy pride for her. And it just warms my soul. Like, in the kiss and cry, you could just tell from his expression. Oh, it warms my soul. Jia Shin coming in fourth here. She did so amazing. And this is her first time on Olympic ice. And in fact, I feel like if she were to be in another group, she may have came in higher. I don't know, though. I think just the other three were so strong. And she's still kind of building up kind of the components part, although she is a wonderful skater as well. I hope that she has the same ability to kind of lock in for the individual event. She was locked in here. Gubanova, she did well here. I don't know why this program didn't do much for me today. Usually I found it more fun. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because she came in. I think it was after Maddie Schizas, and Maddie Schizas did such an awesome job. So I don't know what it was. Usually this program, I enjoy it because I'm just like, well, you're having fun. I don't know what it was. Maddie Schizas, she reminded us why she loves team events. She also pulled an Ashley Wagner and did not hold back how she was displeased with her scores. I need to rewatch it. It looks like she actually ended up getting some negative GOE for her combination. Sleepy Jillian does not catch everything, let me tell you. And it looks like her components were lower than I would have expected for just how well she went out there and skated and how much I felt like she was just literally ready to take Simba and hold him over the mountain for us while she's skating. I'm also really glad she got her Lion King program back. Like, she seems to really enjoy it. The crowd enjoys it. It's a really good fit for her. And y'all, I was really excited to see Katerina Korikova look so happy and pleased with herself. And then she got her scores and it was just heartbreaking. I think it was in Starbucks line when that happened. But it still distinctly sticks out to me that she finished, was so excited, and it looks so disappointed. I'm like, oh, I just need her to have the scores that match her excitement. So this event pretty much confirmed that Cowrie is going to be the one to beat. Of course, there's so many different circumstances, like I mentioned in my preview video, that could happen, that could make it to where she doesn't win. Also, I've been watching a lot of for some odd reason, there's a Japanese channel that keeps posting practice videos of her. And I always know this and I always remark on this, but she really is so powerful with the jumps but also so delicate. At the same time, I can't explain it. So here is the team standing at this point. It's so close. Pretty much what that means in order for America to try to stay ahead, I feel like Chalk and Bates are going to have to do the free dance, and Ilya will have to do both programs. Man, Italy and Georgia are really closing in on one another. It is going to be a really tight race. It's going to depend probably on how Mattea does versus how Nika skates. And also, I mean, depends on if there's going to be busted twizzles by Marco. Though I imagine, no, Davis and Smolkin will not be ahead of them kind of regardless, so it may not matter as much. It just really depends on how the spread out will be. Speaking of which, I actually I did enjoy their offspring program in the past, but something about it was just very enjoyable today. Anyway, and in terms of making it to the free skate, it is such a tight race between Canada and France. So this is really going to all fall on Kevin Amos and Steven Gogolev. I feel that Steven has been really strong lately. And so if he skates how he's been skating all season, he may have the ability to carry them through to the free skate. But it just really depends because Kevin, if he locks in like Skate America, he could potentially place higher than Steven Gogolev, although I think Steven Gogolev's technical content, if I remember right, might be stronger. All right, y'all, I'm so excited the Olympics is here. This just makes me so excited. I'll keep trying to have these mini reaction videos, and I'm not sure how yet the full recaps will go. Also, the rink is looking a lot better than I thought it would based upon pictures. Love the color scheme, actually, and it seems to really fit well with a lot of costumes. So I'm loving this like indigo purple theme. It makes me happy. But don't forget to like, share, hype, and subscribe for more figure skating related content and more reaction to the Olympics, y'all.